I finally managed to pry my eyes from the note and found myself staring into the terrified faces of my stepsister and two best friends. They were looking at me as if I was about to have a celebrity meltdown, shave my head, and then poke someone's eye out with an umbrella. They looked very concerned, like I was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. And they were right. I was. Tick, tick. I was teetering on the brink of insanity. I could feel it trying to suck me in like an all-consuming black hole. The tug was almost too hard to fight. Did I even want to fight it? But what would happen if I let go? I knew I was in shock right now, drenched in a sort of numb, detached feeling, but I could feel the other hostile emotions bubbling their way to the surface and fighting to take control. I blinked. My eyes were stinging. I tried to open my mouth and speak. It was dry, and nothing came out. I looked at my best friends Jane and Val, my rocks, the two people I could always rely on for help. But they said nothing. Not a word, just terror plastered across their faces. I shifted my gaze to my stepsister, Stormy Rain. Unlike her name, she was a ray of tie-dye wearing sunshine. She had the ability to turn even the most terrible situation into a positive. Again, nothing. Just stupefied horror plastered across her now ashen face. I looked down at my shaking hands. They were crunching the corners of the note. My heart felt like it was going to break through the safe confines of my rib cage, taking my stomach and lungs with it. Rage combined with shock and gut-wrenching sorrow. And I snapped. It overwhelmed me, rising up from the most primitive part of my soul, where logic, rules, and intellect wielded no power. This was a place of red, raw, uninhibited emotion, and so I screamed at the top of my lungs until my voice went hoarse and my throat was raspy. "Get me out of this dress! Get me out of it! Get it off!" My desperate fingers frantically ripped at my wedding dress. A dress that had taken my two friends 10 minutes to get me into, thanks to the intricate crisscross ribbons of the bodice. But I was trapped. Jane and Val sprang into action, simultaneously grabbing at the stubborn ribbons, but it was taking too long. The air around me became too thick to breathe, and I felt like I was drowning. I can't breathe. It's too tight. Val made a move for the knife that had arrived earlier with the room service, and, without hesitation, she sliced through the intricate satin ribbons. The sound of the serrated knife eviscerating them was like fingernails down a blackboard. It made my skin crawl, but I could feel the bodice getting looser and looser, until it finally slipped down my aching body and pooled lifelessly on the floor. I was finally free. And then the tears came. Hot, wet tears streaming down my cheeks and streaking my flushed skin with angry black mascara lines. The tears turned to sobbing. I looked at my dress, reduced to a pathetic puddle of ribbons, satin, and beads at my feet. But I still felt trapped. My hair, the perfect updo, held together with delicate pearl clips. Suddenly, it felt like every strand of hair was tightening around my head, like a boa constrictor going in for the kill. My fingers ripped, desperately trying to free it from its pearly captives. I wanted to get the pearl clips removed. Gone. Off. Out. I wanted to rub every single trace of the wedding away. I pulled out my earrings and grabbed the nearest tissue, rubbing my red lipstick off until my lips hurt. It smeared across my face like an ugly rash. If someone were standing outside the window looking in, they would have pegged me for a crazy person, and I wouldn't have blamed them, because somewhere in the back of my now estranged rational brain, I knew I looked like a lunatic escaped from a mental asylum in desperate need of a straitjacket and drastic electroshock therapy. But how the hell else should I be? Because Michael Edwards, fiance of 1 year, perfect boyfriend of 2, had left me, Lilly Swanson, just 10 minutes before I was scheduled to walk down the aisle. The bottle of perfume that he'd wanted me to wear today insisted I wear because it was his favorite, mocked me from the dressing table. So I picked it up and threw it against the wall, watching it shatter into a million pieces, just like my life. I was hit by the sweet smell of jasmine and felt sick to my stomach.